What's up gamers, I'm Optron and I'm back with another Battle Royale tips and tricks video where I'll be sharing 10 different tips and tricks based on in-game real scenarios, and that will improve your decision making, your response techniques as well as quick thinking ability. But before we start this video, I recommend you to watch my previous BR tips and tricks video where I have covered some tips on basic layout, sensitivity as well as some settings. And with that said, let's begin our video with tip number 1. What if more than one enemy rush onto you from behind in a building or closed structure? What should you do? Now let me show you the scenario, and here I went to pick up the dog tag of one of my teammate and I suddenly got rushed by two enemies from behind who damaged my armor. And then and there I decided to bring this fight to my desired location where I can get support of my teammates also. And by the time I went there, I repaired my vest and prepared myself for taking this fight. And this decision not only made me prepare myself for a fight, but also I was able to successfully revive my teammate so that he can come back and join the fight. And this is how you should do when you are in a closed structure or in some house or something. You should always do some odd movements like going here and there, doing zigzag movements, doing ziggle, etc. And this thing confuses the enemy, and they cannot predict where you are going, what you are going to do. So this is how you should do, and this will work in like 80 to 90% times. Moving on to the next tip, tip number 2. What if your teammates got killed underwater and enemies are still nearby? What would be the best way to pick up the dog tags of your teammates? Now this is a very common kind of a scenario, guys, which happens with almost all of us. And here what happened, two of my teammates got killed underwater while they were taking a fight with the squad, and my third teammate went directly ahead to pick up the dog tag of our teammates, and he paid the price for that. Now here you can do two things. Number one, either you can hide yourself and wait for the team, squad, the enemy squad, to clear that area so that you can go and pick up the dog tag. Or number two, you can change the priority of that enemy squad from killing you to picking up the dog tags of their teammates. And here I applied the second one. I changed the priority of the enemy squad from killing me to picking up their teammates' dog tags. And guys, most of you might be aware of this thing, that if you are underwater you won't be knocked out, you will be directly killed. So if you are underwater you have less health and less chances of survival. So change the priority or wait for the enemy squad to clear up that area, then only go and pick up the dog tags of your teammates if it is underwater. And remember, whenever you are giving revive to your teammates or scanning the dog tags, you should take proper cover, because there are hard scopers and snipers which can take you down. Tip number 3. What if you are chasing a squad and suddenly come across with another squad who are already on height? What should you do? Now here, while we were chasing a chopper, we came across another squad who were on the rooftop of this gas station. Now if I would have stopped that vehicle over there, they could have easily taken us down. But by taking a proper cover and analyzing the position of the enemies, we prepared ourselves for this battle. And even these guys use this bombs and airstrikes, etc., everything, but still we managed to take them down. And that happened only because we took that decision to not stop our vehicle over there, but instead at some distance where we had proper cover, and we could take them down. So never stop your vehicle if the enemies are at height and you are not even aware of their positions. Moving on to the next tip, we have tip number 4. There is no shame in retreating. The moment you realize that you are not going to survive, retreat and then come back. Now let me show you a situation where one of my teammates already got killed and me and other teammates were fighting, and suddenly my second teammate also got killed. The third one landed somewhere else and got killed already. So I was the only one who was alive. And I was also 1 or 2 bullets away from getting died. And then I decided, that was the quick response, guys. I decided to retreat from there, increase my health, repair my armor, take some vehicle, and then come back and pick up the dog tag of my teammate and revive them. See, there is literally no shame in retreating. If I would have taken that fight, I would have died definitely, and I had to start another game. But believe me, this decision not only made me successfully revive my teammates, but also we won this game. Moving on to the tip number 5. Never hop into already damaged vehicle if you hear or see enemy's vehicle approaching towards you. Now what happens is sometimes we have to get inside the zone and we pick up the damaged vehicle. Now but remember, if you hear or see enemy's vehicle approaching you from behind or somewhere else, immediately get out of that damaged vehicle, because they can easily damage that vehicle and you will get killed. So this is something you should always remember, that never ever use a damaged vehicle if enemies are nearby or they are approaching with a vehicle or even on foot. Moving on to the next tip, we have tip number 6. Never hover over or roam around with any vehicle at the fight arena, because it will make extremely difficult for your teammates to spot the enemies. Now here what happened, we went for a custom airdrop, and suddenly enemy squad came along from the chopper. They have jumped and they took out 2 of my teammates. And then what happened is, one of my teammate just went with the chopper and he continuously roamed above us, and this made extremely difficult for me to spot the rest of the enemies, because I was not able to hear the foot sound of the enemies. And this is something which you should never do. Either take part in the fight or run away, but do not roam around and produce some noises which makes things only difficult. Moving on to tip number 7. What if you almost run out of ammo while fighting with a squad, but there is still one enemy left to fight? What should you do? Now here what happened, just after landing we got into fight with the enemy squad, and I almost ran out of ammo and I had 20 shotgun bullets left. And the other guy, the enemy, he was also using shotgun. Now what you have to do is, in this kind of scenario, do not waste your bullets. Only take the shot if you have the clear one. Let the enemies put his or her gun on reload and then take them down. Do not waste your ammo by firing here and there. Moving on to the tip number 8. We have never ignore enemies if they are behind you, because they give you the most lethal damage since you are not ready to face them. Now what happened here is, while I was engaging with a squad, suddenly an enemy rushed towards the right side of my visibility, where my teammate rushed onto him. But suddenly I had this foot marker on my screen, where I was very much sure that there is some guy here. If I wouldn't have took him down, he could have surprised us from back and he could have knocked one or either both of us. So this thing you should keep in mind. And moving on, we have tip number 9. Never revive your teammates in the middle of a close range fight, because you won't get time to come out of revive animation and kill the enemy. Now here what happened is, We got into an early fight with the enemy squad, and my teammate got knocked out, and his health was really low. And but instead of giving him revive, I chose to fight and clear the enemies first, because I knew that if I would have chosen to revive him, either me or my other teammates would have got killed, and maybe our squad would have been wiped. Then moving on, we have tip number 10, the last tip. Learn to predict enemies' movement if they are repeating the same thing more than once. Now here what happened is, while I was engaging, me and my team were engaging with a squad, these three guys of the enemy whom we killed, they started to roam around with a vehicle. They were circling this area with their vehicle, and that is where we predicted that these guys are going to come again and again. So we made ourselves ready to engage them. And watch this one. Suddenly you will think that this guy won't come back, this muscle car guy. After this one, this muscle car guy won't come back, but it was something which I predicted, and this I predicted because he kept on roaming again and again. So this is how you can predict enemies' movement. If they are doing the same thing more than once, you can easily predict them, because that's their thinking. That's how we think. So I kept on roaming near this road so that I can get easy access to his car, or can easily damage his vehicle. And here's what happened, guys. Watch this one. And that's how you can predict enemies' movement and can easily neutralize them. Now, if you're watching this video till now, then you deserve a bonus tip. Don't just train your fingers to improve your skills, but also train your mind to apply those skills in best possible way. So start thinking and start predicting. Use your brain, not only fingers but also brain. That's how you can improve your game and become a pro easily. Thank you for watching. If you have learned something new, drop a like, and if you still haven't subscribed to my channel, then subscribe. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. See you in next video.